Say you're on video. You don't have been on video. Okay. I am at my join on my answer. Okay. So then if I play, then share screen me. And then I'll play a video. Can see my screen now, right? Okay. I can't I can hear you now. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
But me barely any sound now. Then play one. So what's on here?
Ó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ní pé ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ bó tutù.
So what's on here? No.
No?
Okay.
Oh, play ẹ̀ mọ́nà.
Hey, Mumbo, I'm fellow will setting me. Okay, don't bless him. Play. Okay. I'm going to play it again. Oh, sorry. Blue answer. Don't bounce it.
Bó tutù stop, ó tutù stop ṣó ti yọ ni.
Don't bounce it.
Ó ń break, ṣé wọ́n ló ń stop ẹ̀ àbí? Tó bá yẹ pé ó stop ẹ̀, ó ń break.
Okay. But my stop you won't stop, Abby. Okay. I'm playing see. Okay. Okay.
Tó ṣe ń stop yẹn, ó ń stop.
Okay. Okay, Martin. Okay. Martin mute his speaker me long. Okay. Let me play one more. Sorry. Chumba.
Mi ì rí nǹkan kan bọ̀ mo ń gbọ́.
Chumba.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just leave it shared. I won't unshare. I just leave the sharing there so that I won't have to. Okay. Share nínú ilé. Àti ilé. Nínú ilé. Àti ilé.
Dada again, má bínú. Ilé.
Ilé better. Ilé graphics ilé ìgbàdùn. Ilé better. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can delete the other one. Okay, thank you. We can mute until another 10 minutes. Yeah, good evening. We'll be starting in another 2 minutes. Let's just give more people the chance to join. The next 2 minutes, so the class will start. Thank you. Yeah, good evening, all. We are about to start. If you can hear me well, please let me know. Can you please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? I'm using a microphone that I want to be sure you can all hear me. Okay, thank you very much. I can see those hands. Thank you very much. Just as we're waiting for others to join, if you can put in the city you are joining from, and please put in your city. Let's know where we are all joining from. I live in Staffordshire. I live in a village in Staffordshire. And put in your city, that would be great. Let me know where you are coming from, where you are joining us from. Okay, thank you. Birmingham, Castley, I hope I pronounced that very well. Telford, Birmingham. Okay, Birmingham is leading. Okay, you're all welcome. Amsterdam, wow, you are very welcome. Okay, thank you. Okay, Newcastle underline. Yeah, Newcastle. Yeah, that's where I live too. Okay, you are all welcome. Yeah, more people are joining. London, you're welcome. Stoke, London, you are all welcome. You're all welcome to tonight's webinar. Okay, yeah, thank you. So more people will be joining. We should be over 30 joining tonight, but let's see how more people will be joining as we go on. Okay, but so let's start. They will meet us on this. So tonight, my name is Tayo Olatimilei. I am the anchor for tonight. I'm the coach for tonight, and I believe you can see my screen. And so I will just kick off. I just want us to pay as much attention as possible. I will go through a lot, but I will move as quickly as I can move. And in the next 2 hours, I can assure you that it will be a time well spent this evening. The things I will go through will help you to be able to win with money. You can see on the screen, we are empowering a future of financial abundance for generations. And it's going to start with you, going to start with me. And so if you have a pen and a paper there, please take notes. Feel free to take screenshots. I think this is being recorded. I can also upload this to YouTube later for us to go through and share with our friends. Okay, let's kick on. 707. Okay, tonight's discussion is just for presentation only, for educational purpose only, and it should not be construed as financial advice. If you want to make any financial decision, kindly consult your personal financial advisor. So that's out of the way. What are we all about? KWC Global Institute. I know a lot of us, I met us over the weekend at the exhibition we went for at Redemption Camp during the COMC. And some of you already probably have met me before, or some of you were told about this training from your friends. So you're all welcome. So about KWC, for those who are yet to know much about us, we are into coaching and mentoring in the area of personal finance and investment. And we also do career coaching. We call it LEAP, leadership empowerment, for you to achieve profitability in every area of your life, spiritually, in your relationship, your business, your career, in your finances also. And our website is there where you registered from. You can see our social media and do IBWFG. The trainings we do building wealth for generations. We do winning with money, which is a combination of both. The two trainings are similar. They are the foundational training for our advanced class. And then we have the advanced class or the master class. We also have the one we call Reposition Yourself, which is a career development training that we offer and we train people. Our goal is to help you develop a new perspective or mindset towards money. That's number one. And number two is to help you understand the rules of the game of money. I call it the game of money because as I will reading out the introduction to you in a few minutes, you will see that it's a game you need to understand the rule of it before you can win. And then I will be helping us to understand the 3 M's of money. Very, very important. But I think the most important thing in our goal is to create a shift in our mindset, when it comes to money and investment. So about myself, I'm a transformational and change consultant, and I have decades of experience working both within government and private sector. I have a BSc in strategy, business strategy, leadership, and change. And I am a co-founder of AdGidi. It's an e-commerce platform. I'm married to Luashe, and we live in Staffordshire, like I've said. And I will be coaching us tonight. So winning with money. So we'll go through the following things quickly tonight. Just follow me. Probably you've listened to this training before. Just follow me. You always pick something new. Repetition is the way you learn. You pick something new each time you listen to it. So just be attentive. Something else will strike a chord with you that would help you. So the introduction, permit me to read this introduction. I say it's often believed that living in the Western world automatically makes you a rich person. So, well, it depends on what you are benchmarking your wealth against and what your definition of rich or wealthy is. So after living here for a while, you quickly realize that with high standard of living comes the high cost of maintaining it, either through taxation by the government and borrowing by the government, or through having to work more hours, and sadly through loans and credit cards for individuals. Since that the government is taxing you a lot, or they are borrowing a lot, or you having to work extra hours, or you having to take loans and use credit card to maintain that standard of living that we all envied. He said you will also realize that the system, in quote and unquote, generally does not have your best interest at heart, financially speaking, and that you are just a pawn in the big game of chess, or better put, the oil that keeps the giant wheel of the economy running. Basically, you are on your own when it comes to it financially. The government does not really care too much. All they want us to do is to spend and spend and spend and spend so that the economy can keep going, so that the economy does not go into recession. We keep the economy afloat, and they prefer that it is that way forever. But there's a need for us to protest to the contrary by doing the things that I will be talking about today. So, and it will be it will be in our best interest to quickly understand how the Western economy operates, so you can become so that you don't become a victim of it financially by living from paycheck to paycheck, or by not having anything you can actually call your own, because it's all financed, and by not being able to get off the treadmill of 9 to 5 at a very good age. They're probably going to push retirement age to 70 very soon. What do you do with your money at 70? Can you still fly everywhere you want to fly to in the world and enjoy yourself? Well, let's wait till then. You're all trading your God-given vision for survival. And that's what a lot of people do. You're doing what you don't like, working with people you don't even like, and you can't choose when to work and when not to work, just because of the way the things are. So the quicker you understand and become intentional and go the extra mile to master the game of money, the quicker you master it, the better, the quicker you will win at this game. Now, a few things that people say, and I will agree with you that they are valid depending on who is speaking. Some will say, I don't have enough. Some will say, I don't know what to do. Even though I have some money in my account, but I don't know what to do with it. Some might say, I have the fear of losing money. Anytime I hear about personal finance and investment, because I've lost money in the past, so I have the fear that I might lose money again. I'll probably use my money to eat than use it to invest or do any other thing with it. Some would say, I want to live in the now. Let tomorrow bother about itself. I just want to live in the now. And whatever category you are, and if you're not in any of those categories, yeah, it's all good. There are valid reasons why people probably don't want to listen to the subject of finance and investment. And again, if you look at YouTube today, or social media is awash with everybody who want to tell you how to make $1 billion within a few weeks or a few months, or how they have made $1 billion, and they now live in Dubai, or they cruise around the world in private jets. Well, maybe I should disappoint you concerning myself. I'm not living in Dubai. I live in Staffordshire, as you know. I don't have a yacht and I don't have a private jet. So I will be as sincere as possible with you. I'm just that guy next door, your next door neighbor, that who have mastered a few things, and I think I should share my knowledge with as many people as possible. Okay, so one thing, let's start from this. How certain it is that we are all going to grow older every day? How certain it is that we are all growing older on a daily basis? Very certain, isn't it? If you think it's not certain, if you have a trick that can keep us on the same age on a daily basis, you can let me know. But I think we all will grow older every day. Somebody said debt and taxes are something that are very, very important, but that's not what we are talking about today. Growing older is something that we cannot avoid. We all will grow older, and we are doing so on a daily basis. That's one thing I want us to have at the back of our mind. Maybe you are 30 today, you won't always be 30. Maybe you are very strong, you can run a marathon today, you probably won't be able to do it all the time for the rest of your life. And if you had a choice, will you be doing what you are doing right now? Or will you be working as many hours that you're working right now? That's something I also want us to ponder on as we go on in this training. Those two thoughts will help us. Now, I say God wants us to win with money. What do you think? Do you think God wants us to win with money? I've been to some places. Somebody will ask, "Well, why do you talk about money? Are we not Christian? We should not be talking about money." For those who are not, allow me to talk about this. And I know a majority of us are. So, is God interested in us being prosperous, or is God interested in us in the issue of investment, or in the issue of personal finance, managing your money very well? What do you think? Can anybody put anything in the chat? What do you think about it? What do you think is the mindset about? I'm not preaching, but what do you think it is? Do you think God is interested that we win? Depending on what it is, what winning means to you. If you have any thoughts, you can put in the chat as we go. For me, if I can answer that question so that it doesn't take much of our time, I believe God wants us to win. If you read through the Bible, there will be a lot of things that God has said about it. So I have this page to explain that, but I would just say we take a screenshot and go and read those scriptures. Someone said, yes, he plans to prosper us and not to harm us. Hey, what a wonderful answer from there. Thank you very much. So it's not about us getting worried. Some people say, I don't want to worry about tomorrow. It's not getting worried. It's not about you being worried. God doesn't want us to worry. He said we should not worry. And so planning your life is not you being worried. It's just you being organized. Okay, it's not you being worried. So I put in there a few scriptures. It said we should go and look at the ants. They have no leader. They have no commander, but still they store their food in summer. Okay, they make provision in summer and gather their food on in harvest. What does that mean? It means they plan for when winter is going to come. And so human beings go through the cycle. I was reading devotional in the last few days, talks about the morning of a man, the afternoon of human beings, and the evening of human beings. You know, we all go through that circle when you are between the age of 15 and 30, you know, is the morning of life. Between that, the 30 and 50, thereabout, you're in the afternoon, and in the evening, you don't have the strength of a 30-year-old anymore. Okay, and so we also all go through that winter period and summer period of life, if I can use that analogy. And then we have also here the fact that that is God who gives us the power to be worthy or to be blessed. And then we also have here that, you know, it said, he who gathers in summer and takes advantage of opportunity is a son who acts wisely. Okay, on and on like that. We have scriptures to back it up. Also, all you are saying is the last part, which I think I didn't complete writing, is the fact that by being decisive about your finances, you are taking a leadership position. Okay, you are being a good steward. And number two is that is leadership, is stewardship, and is you being able to plan properly for tomorrow. And these are the things that God expects us to do, even as Christians. So I won't belabor that point, and I will just move on to practical. So how much money do you need, even in life? And that's another question I won't have enough time for us to answer. I'll just go on. You can put in there. You can put in how much money you think you need as an individual, especially when you are talking about it from an ethical or Christian perspective. The next slide will explain it. Say, how much money do you need? Say, any amount that you need to fulfill the vision of God for your life is how much you need. And then number two, if you have a big dream, okay, then you must have a big dream so that you can be a blessing to a lot of people. So if God will get it through you, God will get it to you, God can get it through you. What does that mean is that if you become a blessing to people, why do you want to be blessed? If you don't want to be blessed, someone said it's because you are a little bit selfish, because there are people that you can be a blessing to. There are people that you can help that they don't have the opportunity to make money just as yourself. They can be a blessing to them. And then how much is too much? I said any amount that would take your eyes off God is too much for those of us who are Christian. If you want to trust in uncertain riches, then that money is too much for you. So £1,000 could be too much for you if you start relying on that £1,000. So somebody 1 million might not be too much for the person, because the person, even though he's got $1 million in the account, his trust is still in God. How much will become too much for you depends on how you handle money when money gets to your hand. Okay, and then some people can sacrifice anything just for money, and that person has got too much in their hands. And then again, money takes the character of whoever possesses it. Okay, and so it's some people to them is a means to oppress and be proudful, while some people it's a means for them to use as a tool to help other people. Okay, these are just foundations I'm laying, and I'm being conscious of time. So we have to paint a picture of what it is to win with money. So let's start from there. So because when you are going somewhere, you need to know when you've arrived at the destination. So what does it look like for you? For you to say, now I think I've won with money. What would that be for you? So, and this is a very individualistic kind of question. The answer for you and myself will be different. For me, it could be something else. For you, it could be something else. So for you, what does it mean for you to win with money? So I put some things on this slide. It said it depends on the individual. it could there are some basic parameters. You can't say you have won if you are laden with debt and you are owing everybody on the planet and you're hiding around. You are not free. You are not winning with money. If you can't meet your basic needs, you probably have not won with money. And if you are at retirement and retirement is not comfortable, you can't meet your needs, you probably haven't won with money. And if you have causes that you are there to your heart and you can't give to it just because you want to give, you desire to give, but you don't have the money, the means to give, you probably have not won. What about settling children financially? What about even leaving inheritance for the next generation? So it depends on individual, whatever it is for you to win, but have at the back of your mind that some of these are just basic things that you consider when you're talking about winning with money. Now let's go on and say, how do you win? If at any point you can't hear me again, please put in the chat immediately. If my voice will go up, put in the chat immediately. It could just be my microphone that needs charging. Okay, so let me charge this spare one as we go, so I can just switch over to the second one. Okay, so that will make my recording very clear using the microphone. So how do you win? I'm going to go through 3 points very quickly, and then we do some practical. Okay, the first thing for us to win is our mindset. And if I'm able to shift your mindset, the other things will be very easy. And I'm starting with that. If you can see finance, investment with a new perspective, money with a new perspective, you will definitely win with it. And I won't have to do anything again. You'll be the one searching for the knowledge to be able to win. And I said, you can win. That's the first thing. Is it possible? It is possible. In this hard economy, it is possible. With the little amount I'm earning, it is still possible. I have a lot of responsibility. I'm telling you, it's still very possible. And that's what we call fake wins. What are fake wins? Is when you live a flamboyant life and everything you are living is just more like a pack of cards that if anything should happen, it's going to crumble on you. You don't want to go for the fake win, which is just superficial. You want to really, really, really win. And that's what we look at. So first thing is your mindset. And what mindset do you supposed to have? One, money is neutral. It takes the position of whoever possesses it. Number two, time equals to money and money equals to time. Our life is measured in days. You've done maybe your birthday. We celebrate our birthday on a yearly basis, and you count your wedding anniversary on a yearly basis. So you kind of count your life based on time, how many days, months, and years you spent on this planet. So it means also when you start going, if you're working 9 to 5 or whatever shift you pick up, you're exchanging your time or your life for money. And so the question is, for how long do you want to keep exchanging your time for money? At what point will you start exchanging money for time? I can give an example. You can probably your garden yourself. That's you using your time to mow your garden. Or you can pay someone else to do it. That's you exchanging your money for time. And that time you can use to do something like that, take it to rest or read a book or do some other things that you like. So for how long do you want to keep exchanging your time for money? That's one thought I want us to go with until you are 60, until you are 65, until you are 70. God forbid. So for how long do you want to keep exchanging your time for money? When are you going to take a pause and say, now, I think it's time for me to exchange my money to buy other people's time, to do things for me? Another perspective mindset I want us to have is that money is a seed. Money is a seed. Okay? So before playing that video, money is a seed, and I'm going to show us that a little bit as we go. So I'm going to play a video right now. I will believe you'll be able to hear the voice in that video. I think I'm the one who voiced over that video. This video is about the pyramid of wealth. And I want you to locate where you think you are in that pyramid of wealth. Where are you in your journey? And this is to awaken our mindset and our mind to say, when I understood this concept, it's like someone woke me up from the sleep. That wake up, boy, what are you doing? Okay, so I'm going to play the video, and then just listen. Okay, I want to quickly share with you a concept I learned during the week called pyramid of Wealth by Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. The base of this pyramid are those who are in financial crisis. This level represents those who are without any source of income. They depend on handouts and generosity of others to survive. And next to this are those who are financially unstable, who have a source of income, but their take home is not anywhere close to what they need to meet basic needs of life. They live perpetually on personal loans and credit cards in order to augment their income. And next to them in the middle are those who are financially stable. These are the middle to lower upper class people. They have good jobs, they earn decent income, they drive good cars, they probably have a house on a mortgage, they can afford to go on holidays, etc. These are the most deceived set of people in this triangle because if they're out of job, they become financially unstable within 90 days. They have little or no savings, no income generating assets. They are actually 60 to 90 days from becoming homeless because the banks will come after them in no time. A lot of the so-called big boys and big girls are in this category. And number 4 in the triangle is financial independence. People at this level have enough assets to take care of their needs. They earn passive income from businesses and investment that is equal to or more than what they get from their day job if they still have a day job. They can choose not to work anymore. They have time freedom. And at the peak of this pyramid is financial freedom. At this level, you can take care of your needs and wants and even take care of thousands of people. You can make impact at a larger scale and give away millions and billions without stress. Which level are you? In order to move from one level to another, a new body of knowledge, a shift in mindset, and association is required. This got me thinking, and I'm hoping to double my efforts so that I can exit the just financially stable level and make greater impacts by the grace of God. So I know I need to read more books, get more trainings, and build new connections to make this happen. So help me God. I do not know which level you are, but I'm inviting you to a free. Okay, so I'll stop there. So looking at that, what level do you think you have? You think financially stable is a very good level. Okay, not until I look at this and I was like, okay, am I 90 days? If I'm out of my job for 90 days, am I going to be on the street? And it's a question we need to ask ourselves, that if you are out of work for 90 days, 3 months to 6 months, what will happen to you? Will you be able to maintain the current standard of living? And and the funny thing is that was proven for me in my life this year. I've worked this year now for 4 months. I've only been paid for 1.5 months this year, and that was just due to some restructuring going on in through the agency that I worked. And for 4 months I worked, I've only been paid for 1.5 months, and the bills did not stop coming. I just wonder if I had not prepared a little bit for the last for this 4 months period that I'm going through right now, that what would have happened to me? And so there's something that all of us need to think about, that if for whatever reason there's a restructuring, something happened and you don't have income for 2-3 months, where will you be? That should get us thinking. Okay, that's just a thought I said I should. I want to quickly, and then I'll move on to the next thing. So how long will you keep extending your time for money? I think we talked about that, and I'll just move on. The next thing is the fact that the law of seed and harvest. I'm still talking about mindset. But when you get the mindset right, then my job is done. If you can get the mindset right, my job is done. So the law of seed time and harvest time. The law of seed time and harvest time is what controls the world. Okay, is the law that sustains and perpetuates everything in this planet. If you look at human beings, there will always be human beings on the planet because we give birth to people on a yearly basis. Okay, if we stop giving birth, then there could be extinction of human beings. The same thing with plants, the same thing with animals. So the ecosystem of this planet is being sustained by the law of seed time and harvest. God will not throw down to this planet again a seed of apple or a seed of mango or another human being or a seed of cattle or a chicken or a lion. Why? there's perpetuation. God has perpetuated the world through the law of the seed. Everything that God has made, God has put a seed inside of it. And the same thing applies to our finances. So every pound you earn is meant to be perpetuated forever. Every money that comes into your hand should not finish. If you give me £100 today, I can tell you that £100 you've given me today, my grandchildren will spend out of it. And that's what it's supposed to be. Any salary I earn today, my grandchildren will spend from that salary. And that's where you want to be. Because in every money that you get, every pound that comes to your hand, there is a seed in it. God has given us the chance to have that income, or you're having that income so that it can perpetuate money in your pocket forever. So the seed, the law of the seed that applies to the planet, to human beings, to animals, to plants, also applies to your finances. And for those of us, and I know a lot of us here are Christians because we registered. I know we are Christians. If you go through all what God did in the Bible, Jesus was a type of a seed. He sown Jesus to reap the whole world. And we looked all through, you know that the law of the seed is in what the Bible and this planet is built upon. And it also applies to our finances. If you get that right, then you don't need anybody to tell you that you need to put something aside. So I'm going to play another video for us, just a few seconds, about 1 minute video, and you will see the power of a seed in that video. Okay, let's look at this video and let me play this video. That's just a seed. Sorry, I'll just fast forward that back to there. So can you see the power of a seed? Now, in that video, just a single seed of pepper was taken, put in the ground. You can see how many what will I call it now? How many pepper that came out of a single seed. Then I put something here, said your wage is your greatest wealth building tool. Okay, imagine that pepper, that the very first one as your salary, and given to you on a monthly basis. Maybe you given one pepper on a monthly basis, and that is your salary. Within your salary, you have a lot of seeds inside it. Okay, part of the seed is what you eat, part of it is what you give, and part of it is what you are meant to sow back. So what has been happening is that when you get this single, sorry, I'm just trying to look at my bigger screen. When we get this single pepper, we eat it. So this is your salary. When we get this salary, we just put it in the stove, we cook it, and then we eat everything. When we get our salary, we are meant to open it up like this, pick out a little bit out of it, and put in the soil. And each month is supposed to bring one seed out of it and put that seed in the soil, and then you can eat the remaining one. Okay? That's the law of the seed. I think the picture for us, you can see what I'm talking about. And let me allow this to Okay, so that's just about it. So you can see that when you get what we've been doing is that once we get this pepper as our salary, yeah, expenses, everything we go into feeding, into expenses, into transportation, into housing, into everything. But that's not what it's supposed to be. In every money that comes to your hand, a part of it is a seed you're supposed to put into a soil so that it can multiply. You can fill the whole of United Kingdom with pepper, with a single seed of pepper. Because if you look at the harvest that single pepper gave us, if you bring out all the seed in it and you plant it, you have a plantation. If you harvest the plantation and replant everything again, you probably have a city full of pepper. And that is the same way you see the money that comes into your hand. No matter how big, no matter how little, see it as this pod of pepper, and see that in it are different components, okay, which we will look at as we go on, a different component and what you're supposed to use that component for. Yes, you probably need to eat like 90% or 80% of that pepper, but there's a little 1 or 2, 3 seed out of it that you must not eat, so that that pepper can be in your land forever for generations to come. Okay, so that's talking about mindset. I hope that has helped the way we think about money and whatever comes into our hand. Okay, number 2, the next thing you need to do to win with money is your vision. Your vision is your guiding light. So you must have a target. What am I trying to achieve? Okay, you must set financial goals. You must make it smart. So if you aim at nothing, you will eat nothing every time. So if you are not targeting anything, you are not eating anything. If you enter your car and start driving with no destination, you can drive from here to tomorrow. You will not get to any destination because you do not put anything in your sat nav. So, and it takes courage to have a goal and to have target, because people are afraid that set a target and I don't meet it, I'm going to feel very bad. Okay, but there's a need for us to have vision and a target. I won't be able to go deeper into that. If you see anywhere you see this blue button, blue padlock is talking about advanced class, where you sit down and do targets and do and look at visions and things you want to do. So, but there's a need for you to have a vision for your financial life, for you to be able to win. The next thing that you need to do to win with money is to have good understanding of money. I think, was it yesterday, and we were just talking at home, and I said, if you look at the government will give you a marriage certificate without checking whether you've gone through a training in marriage. And we can see the marriage breaking up on a daily basis. And then you go through schools, they don't teach you about money. And so you see a lot of us not being able to having that basic understanding of the things that we need to do. But they won't give you a driver's license until they train you thoroughly to be able to drive. But they give you a marriage certificate and they give you, and you have money in your hand without the school system training you how to be very good at managing money. Every one of us. So if you can be a good lawyer and not have financial education, you can even be an accountant and not have financial education. Probably can work in bank and you don't have financial education the way you're supposed to have it. So for every one of us, you are good at what you do because you spend 4 years. Some of us who are doctors, we spend 7 years, 8 years, 10 years trying to become a doctor. Some of us have spent 5 years in the university. You've done BSc, MSc, but everything you have learned in the university, none of those things has prepared you for you to be able to win when it comes to the subject of money. They've taught you a lot of things, and you are good at the things that you do. But what the system has failed to do, whether intentionally, I don't want to form a conspiracy theory here, but I think intentionally, what the system has done is not to teach people so much about money so that you can, in the game of money, so that you can be a novice. But there's a need for us to be able to go through a structured way of becoming literate when it comes to our finances. To be a doctor is not common sense. To be an engineer is not common sense. To be good at finances also is not common sense. You think to win at money is common sense. It's more than just common sense. There's a need for you to have a structured literacy program that you go through, and that's where the advanced kind of class comes in. That's where you need to go and read books. That's where you need to go and watch more videos after this class to start educating yourself on a part-time basis on how to be literate when it comes to finances and investment, so that at the end of the day, after putting together the hours and hours of trading you have done, and now say, I think I have a BSc in finance and investment, even though you don't have a certificate on it. So there's a need for us to do that. So what do you need to understand when it comes to money? You need to understand how to make money. You need to understand how to manage money and how to multiply money. These are the 3 M's of money. How do you make, how do you manage, and how do you multiply money, either actively or passively? How do you preserve money? How do you transfer money? And that's what I put into this diagram, that you need to be able to know how to make money, manage money, multiply money, preserve money, and go through that second. When it's time for you to transfer to the next generation, you're able to transfer that in a very tax-efficient manner, because our government, they're after your wallet any moment, anytime they're after your wallet. There's a need for you to understand how to transfer that money to the next generation in a very tax-efficient manner. These are the things that we need to understand. As I will be taking us through them now. So if you follow me properly, number one, I said to win with money, your mindset, to win with money, vision and goal, to win with money, which is number three, financial education. That is why we are all here for financial education. And what are we looking at under that financial education? How to make money actively, how to manage money, and how to multiply money passively, how to preserve money. So those four things are very important in financial education. Seek whatever I've been able to teach us today. After today, go and seek more knowledge in making, in managing, in multiplying, and preserving our money. And then also transferring to the next generation. So let's go into it. How do we make money actively? Number one, getting a job. And that is probably all of us. If you are yet to get one, go and look for one. God will make a way. He will favor you. You get one. But I think what is important in most cases is how to increase your capacity to earn more money. A lot of people have got a lot of us. In most cases, I think the unemployment rate in United Kingdom is probably less than about 5% or 6% thereabout, or even lesser than that. It means a lot of adults are into job, and so what we need to now know after being in a job is to be able to increase our capacity to earn more. It means don't stay where you are. Make sure you progress from where you are to become better, to earn more money, because there's a minimum that could make you comfortable. And then there's a minimum that if you don't go beyond that minimum, you probably keep depending on credit card, on loan for you to be able to survive. You need to go beyond that level. And when you go beyond that level, you now need to be able to learn how to manage it. So wherever we are right now, you can earn more. Let me just put it that way. Wherever you are earning right now, you can still earn more. There are people who earn £10 an hour in this country. There are people who earn £50 an hour in this country. There are people who earn £100 an hour in this country. I know people who earn 1,000 per day in this country. I know people who earn 2,000 per day in this country. I want people who earn 2,500 per day in this country. And we all put in 9 to 5 on a daily basis. So what are they doing? Let's find out what they are doing, and then increase your capacity to move from that wherever you are right now to double to 20%, 30%, 100% increase on whatever you are earning. Let's keep moving. Don't stop. There are a lot of things that you can do to be able to do that. I won't be able, as you can see on the screen, I will not be able to explain each of them because of our time. That's a way to actively make money, because you are still exchanging your time for money when you do a 9 to 5. You're actively making money that way. And so the other way you can actively make money is when you have a side hustle. You got a business by the side that you are doing. You are involved in that business on a daily basis. Maybe you are babysitting, maybe you're walking dogs, maybe you're pets, or maybe you're cooking, maybe you are baking, or maybe you are doing Uber, maybe you are doing delivery, whatever it is, maybe you are drop shipping, whatever it is, it involves that you actively, you have to be there to be able to make money. Okay, that's another way for you to make money actively. And because of time also, I won't be able to explain too much on this. So we are all in business, but our current employer is our first and only client. Whatever you do today, that you do as your day job, you are in business, even though you have a single customer, which is your employer. That's another mindset you need to have, that whatever you are doing today is a business. You're going to, even though you call it 9 to 5, it's a business. Your current employer is the only client that you have, your first and only client. It means whatever you are doing for one client, your employer today, you can do for multiple people. Okay, and that is where you can start a business and become a consultant, doing the same thing you are doing for one person, doing it for 2 people, doing it for 3 people, doing it for more people, employing people to do the same that you are doing, to be able to have a business. But currently, you are probably making money actively doing whatever you are doing, or having a side hustle. And I have the links where you can, people who are infopreneurs, who can make money with the gift of speaking, or with the gift of presentation, are able to do that using the social media these days. And these are different areas where people can make money, either in most cases actively. Some of them are passive, but in most cases you actively. If you write a book, you can make money passively from a book. If you write a blog or a video that makes money, even when you've after publishing it, that could be a passive. But a lot of things there will be you making money actively. Okay, a lot more here. So, and the things you need to know when you want to start a business is I will go through them. Is that you need to be good at solving problems. Okay, and then you need to do your market research in the area where you want to do your business, test the market, develop your product, and market it and raise funding. But the aspect I'll be going to, which I will speak about later, is the last 2 points there: scalability, and then how to make passive income in business. So I have a slide where I will just talk, where I will talk a little bit more about that. So that is two active ways of making money. Just remember to follow us on social media. You probably know our website because you register on that website. You should be able to follow us on YouTube, Instagram. Some of the videos I played today, they are on Instagram. There are a lot more videos on Instagram that you can watch that will help you with mindset, help you to know what you need to do. And the things that I also do, I also post it. But there's also a private Discord which you join once we come through the advanced class. I will try as much as possible to educate us in these 2 hours. But there, like I said, it's more like you going for a BSc in investing. It will take you not even the master class is not enough. It's a 6-hour class. It will take you beyond that to become good at it. You need mentoring over a period of months and years for you to be able to say, okay, I think I know what I'm doing now. Okay, so please follow us on social media. So the next part of it is manage money. Now we talk about making money actively, okay, either through your salary, through your day job, or through a side hustle. Now, and the next thing, which is also very important, and this is where a lot of people miss it, because it's not so much about how much you make. There are people who per annum is up to 200,000, and if they should be out of job for 3 months, they will be on the street. There are a lot of people like that. And in fact, there are more people who will be on the street than people that will not be on the street. Even though they've earned in the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, they've earned up to 100,000, 200,000 per annum. You might say, never. If I earn 200,000, no, it's not. It can't happen to me. Don't say it can't happen to you. Okay, Rich Dad for Dad. Yes, that's Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Thank you for that. So don't say it can't happen to you. Okay, I've experienced it before I took control. I've gone from earning £6 an hour to earning a lot more than that. And not until I did the things I'm going to show us right now, I would have been homeless if I were to be out of job for 2 or 3 months, even though I've been able to increase my income. So there's something with money, that your income, your expenses increases as your income increases. So what we all call our necessary expenses, you have it here. What you call your necessary expenses will always rise to meet your income, unless you protest to the contrary. Okay, when you are earning 2,000, you see that the 2,000 will just finish before the end of the month. Actually, if your income increases to 3,000 before the end of the month, the 3,000 will finish. Your income increases to go to 5,000 before the end of the month, the 5,000 will also finish. It's not a cost. That's just the way life runs. It's called lifestyle creep. Your lifestyle will always go up to meet your income, unless you are strategic, intentional about it, and you plan your life to say, no, my income is increasing, or wherever I am right now, as I increase my income, there's a need for me to consciously master what I'm supposed to do with whatever is coming in. Okay, so for us to win with money, we need to live less than we earn, and then we either spend less or make more, or whatever. Even when you make more, there's a need for you to control it. And then managing money through budgeting. Very, very important. There's a need for us to be able to manage our money through budgeting. So how do you budget? This is just a generic way of splitting money, that when your income comes into your hand, 50% of it goes on your necessity. At least 50%. At times it will be up to 60%, depending on the level of income you have. So your necessity is your housing, roof over your head, your utility bills, your transport to get to work, clothes on your back, Okay, maybe not designers, but the ones that can take that good clothes on your back, look good. It's good to look good. Okay, these are important things that you're supposed to have. Yes, these are important things that you're supposed to have, and about 50% of your income will go into it. The next thing is your wants. Okay, you want to go on holiday? Yes, why not? You want to do some extra shopping, subscriptions, gym subscription, to manage weight, eating out maybe once in a month or once in whatever you want to go eat out. Yeah, enjoy the things of life. Another 30%. Then the other 20% you go into either your retirement, your savings, your investment. Like that pot of pepper that I showed us, there is a 20% of the seed supposed to go into either you paying off your debt if you are yet to be debt free, or you investing part of the money. And then I have a spreadsheet that will help us walk through that. But I have here a screen. If you a copy of that can be given or walk through it during the master class. But this is a screenshot from that spreadsheet to see roughly what it is. We are on a 3,000 household income, husband and wife. If you are married, you have 1,500 and you have 3,000 as your income. Your home should not be more than 750,000. Sorry, 750. We now know that these days you can barely get a two-bed for 750. Not even in the village where I now live in. You probably can't get it anymore. It also means that along the lines, a few things here will adjust. It could be a few things around here will probably adjust for you to be able to reach that. You can see that this is not exactly 50%. It's taking almost 70% of your income that is going into this particular sector. You can see that down here, it's 10%. But I would say don't go lower than 10%. Make sure you have a particular amount that you budgeted for your savings, paying up debt, and for your investment. Some people will say, I want to enjoy my life. I can tell you that when you do budgeting, you will enjoy your life better. Budgeting will help you plan every dime, every kobo that comes in. You plan it before the beginning of the year. For me, we did our budgeting in December. We've allocated funds to the last penny. I normally tell people when you talk about cash, I'm very broke when it comes to cash, because at the beginning of within the first 1 week of the month, and in fact, before I get the money, where the money is going is already planned already. As it's coming, everything is going to where it's supposed to go to. And so I'm as broke as anything within the first 2 days of the month. Okay, so because I've already planned it. And then if you look at the next one, I say, okay, if you are up to 5,000 in a month, probably 1,000 might go on rent, your living childcare, living expense, another 1,000, transportation 300, and 600 on giving. Is coming is 58% here now. And then we now see extended other things that these are the compulsory ones. These are your want, your need, your want, and this is your savings and investment. It's gone up to 15%. So there's a need for you to increase that as your income increases. There's no limit to where you can increase it to. But what I will say is that no matter where you are, make sure at least 5% of your income or 10% of your income is going into investment. From there, you can start to increase it. It should not be less than 5%. Other things should give for you to be able to do that. So that's budgeting. Look for a template online to be able to use to do your budgeting. When you've done your budgeting, you see where your money has been going. You will see where the loopholes are, where you can see that I've been spending so much money on this thing, and then you'll be able to make corrections as you ought to. The next thing is the fact that let us work our way out of debt, of indebtedness. Like I said, your greatest wealth building tool is your income. When you spend all your income in servicing loans and credit card, you significantly reduce your ability to build wealth. So I'll give yourself a 2 to 3 year plan to become debt free. Start today, okay? To become totally debt free. Do things in cash. I do things in cash so that it can pain me. Anything I want to do, I use cash for it. When I say I'm using my debit card for it, I don't use my credit card at all. I use my debit card for it so that it can pinch me and I can adjust every other spending I need to do for the rest of the month because I spend that cash. So there's a need for you to start working your way out of debt gradually. And then you need to practice what we call delayed gratification. Yes, you want to go on holiday, you can holiday within UK. Like I tell people, 30 million people come to UK for holiday on a yearly basis. What are you looking for? And the things you are looking for is what we are going out to go and look for in Italy or in some of those islands. And people are coming to UK to come and look for it. We've not even finished exploring UK. Okay, I'm not saying don't do that. I do intercontinental holiday on a yearly basis. Okay, so we should do it, but there's a need for delayed gratification to say, okay, this thing I'm going to enjoy, but not now. Okay, and so the next thing is I have here I can put this link in the chat for us to use. You can download that spreadsheet, or if you come to masterclass, I can probably walk you through how to use the spreadsheet. This will help you to categorize your debt. Either you use debt, either you use the debt, either you use snowball method or use avalanche method, and then it will be able to help you organize it in such a way that you can follow it systematically. The snowball method is saying pay the smallest outstanding first. The avalanche says pay the one with the highest interest rate first. But we've come to understand that the snowball method is what works better, even though you might be paying money interest. But the fact that you are removing the smallest one, you move on to the next one, the smaller one, the next one that is bigger than that, you move from the very smallest to the biggest, gives you a psychological win that, okay, yeah, I'm finished with Barclays card now. That one is well paid up. Okay, I'm going to Lloyd's Bank card. I'm finished with Lloyd's Bank. It helps you psychologically. Than for you to go and attack the biggest one first, and before you can finish it, you're giving up halfway. So this gives you a good psychological reward when you use that. I'm going to just unshare my screen and put in the chat what that particular link. If you know you are learning something, can you give me thumbs up in the chat? If you're learning something, if you think this is useful for you, the thing you want to tell your friend about this training, can you give me a thumbs up? Thank you. And if you know you want us to come, we also do this for churches, for groups of people. Either you have a group of people. Thank you for those thumbs up. Over Zoom, we can deliver this training for your men's fellowship, your women's fellowship, or for the whole of the church. We did quite a number of that last year, and then we started doing that this year. This Saturday we are in Coventry. We'll be doing the same thing in Coventry later. In fact, on Saturday this weekend. Okay, so let's continue. Thank you very much for those thumbs up. Okay, so I put something here, like I've been saying, said there is opportunity cost for everything we spend our time and money on. So if you are spending your time on something, it means something is you sacrificing something for that thing. You are here in this training now. This training, there's an opportunity cost for this particular webinar. It's probably the opportunity cost could be you being with children, playing with them, or with your husband, with your spouse, or with your wife, or you reading a book, or you watching TV, or you decide to be here. So what I'm not saying is that don't let your savings and investments into your future always be the foregone alternative. So don't let it always be the opportunity cost when you are spending money on other things. Let other things be the opportunity cost, so that you can put something aside for your investment and for your savings into the future. So we look at how you can do that. So how do you now multiply money? So still on number 3 thing. So this is still on education. So number 1, your mindset. Okay. Number 2, your vision. Number 3, education. Within education, 3 M's of money: make money passively, manage money through budgeting and paying off, being debt free. And then the third one is, how do you multiply money? I think that is what all of us has been waiting for. How do we multiply our money, especially multiplying it passively? Okay, so that you don't get involved on a daily basis. Which I was looking at my investment. Which day was that? A few days ago. Was it Monday or Tuesday? I can say, okay, well, about 1,500 today. That's not bad, and I didn't have to do anything. But some people are doing the work for me. Okay, and that's the same thing I want to show you today. Okay, how to multiply money passively. Okay, how are you making passive income right now? If you are there, you're already making passive income. Can you let me know? Let us know. Don't hide the secret. If there's any secret you have, you're making passive money. You don't have to do anything. Money is just coming in for you. You can let us know. but I won't be able to wait to get the responses. So passive income starts when you stop exchanging your time for money. Okay, when money is making more money for you, that is what is called passive income. I got a response in the chat. Okay, someone said yes. Okay, so okay, let me see. Someone said, but in Nigeria at this time, yeah, that's good. Someone says making passive income outside of this country. That's good. Another thing in the chat there, someone said music royalty. Wow, money box. That's good. I love that music royalty and money box. So some people are already making some passive income even currently. And so we're going to go deeper into that through money box, through music, some overseas, they are making some passive income there. Okay, that is lovely. So when you stop exchanging your time for money, then it's passive income. Or when the money you've made, like that seed you planted, is generating more income for you, that is called passive income. You are not actively involved in the day-to-day making of that money. So seed time and harvest. I think I've dwelt on this before, so I won't spend time on it again. I said the law of seed time and harvest is the foundation on which the planet, this planet, is built on. Okay, and then okay, so what I'll just explain there is just for us to paint picture. I painted that one picture before. This is another picture for us to paint again because I want it to get into our subconscious. Is that every income you have, every income has three components. You have your bread, which is the bigger part of it. You have your giving. You have your seed, which is your investment. So don't eat it all. Let's separate it. Let's segment it and be disciplined to maintain that segmentation in everything we do. So let's go on to how you can make money passively. And I'm going to use this quadrant to explain it. It's called the wealth quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. So the E means the employee quadrant. The B is the business quadrant. The S is the self-employed quadrant, and the I is the investors quadrant. And people we are all in different quadrants. All of us in this different quadrant, we have different mindsets. And then let me just go to where the explanation is. So we have different mindsets. And then the way we make money is also different. So if you are in the employee quadrant, you have no leverage. Your time equals money. You have a job. One person times 100 is what your income is. You times your job equals to your income. But when you become self-employed, like myself now, I am kind of self-employed. I just own a job. Okay, I'm not there yet. I just own a job. My time equals to more money, but I have no leverage. It means if I don't work, I don't get paid. Maybe you're an accountant, you do accounts for people. The day you can't do the accounts, you don't get paid. Okay, whatever it is that you do. So I'm still trading my time for money. Okay, and then if you become a business owner, you have a system in place. People work for you. Then people equals to more money for you. So you do 1% times 100 people equals to your income. Here you are the 100% of people. You can do 1%. Other people do the work for you, and you make more money. There's leverage. You want to be here. Okay, to some extent, you want to be here. Then the other part you want to be is that you want to be an investor. Another way you can passively make money, which is the main place we are going to, is that you want to be an investor, where your money works for you. Some money will make a lot more money for you. It's passive. You have a lot of leverage on it. And why do we call it cash flow quadrant? Money moves around this quadrant, whether you are aware of it or not. But what we want you to do is that whether you are an employee, let your money flow into the I quadrant. Whether you are self-employed, let your money flow into the I quadrant. If you're a business owner, let your money also flow into the I quadrant. Even though you have a successful business, still let your money flow into the high quadrant. You see big businesses investing in even in smaller businesses. Still let your money flow into this I quadrant. Okay, and that's what all of us are supposed to be. And that's what Robert was trying to say. Have a change of mindset and let money flow from all this contract into the investors' contract so that your money can make more money for you. You can earn income on passively. Okay, why should you earn income passively? Okay, number one, the workplace pension is not enough for us. You can say, okay, they're already taking a lot of money from my pension. They're taking 5% of my money. You're taking 10%. If you're working with NHS pension, maybe about 13%. It could be up to 13.5% they will take from your money. You're already taking a lot of money from my pension. And then, but what I've discovered is that in most cases, what they are taking from our pension is not even enough to give us a comfortable retirement, talk less of passing money to the next generation. It's barely enough for us to be able to live a comfortable life, even after retirement. Even you can't even do an early retirement with what they are taking from your pension. You can't retire at 50 or 55 with what they are taking from your pension. Okay. And then again, another thing is that our pension starting age, contribution starting age. Some people just started contributing to their pension at the age of 40. Some at the age of 50. We have people who are relocating to UK at the age of 50. They sold all they had in their country. They came to this country. They are starting from zero. Now, if your employer should start removing 5% from your money, it's not enough because you have like how many years to maybe 10, 20 years more to contribute. You don't have enough in your pension. You need to do more. As you need to be conscious enough to go the extra mile to do something by the side on your own. And another thing is that the compulsory amount is very low. Yes, the rate of return is low. Now, when you put in, I look at the NHS pension, even though they contribute so much, yeah. When I looked at it, I just saw it's as good as buying what they call annuity. It's as good as buying annuity. They are just using that money to buy annuity for you. And if you go and calculate how much annuity will give to you if you were to buy it, you know that it's not, and it's just as good as them giving your money back. If you are there, stay there. If you are doing your contribution, just please stay there. Let them do that, but do something by the side. For every one of us, there's a need for us to do something by the side. So if you look at the fund managers will say, okay, we'll give you maybe 1% above inflation. So maybe inflation is 3%, they give you 4 or 5%. And whereas they are making 10%, they are making 15%. The fat managers share the money. Bonuses in millions on a yearly basis for the bankers, for the investment bankers. They use your money to drive sports car. So it's okay, leave that one with them, but there's a need for you to have something parallel to what that is doing. You might probably do better at the end of the day. So I don't encourage people to stop contributing at work. Keep contributing at work. Let them manage it for you. But on the side, still do something. Okay, so early retirement, why should you earn passive income for early retirement? Get out of the rat race as soon as possible. The retirement age will probably keep going up from 68 to probably go up to become 69, 70. What would you do? How much life can one enjoy at 70? How strong are we going to be to start getting around the world? Okay, so comfortable retirement, help next generation, and then you can do more good works. Look, I'm going to show us a few headlines in a moment. I just wanted to absorb the following headline. And these are the typical story of what is happening in the UK. It is sad, but the sad truth is the reality. So we never got off the treadmill. The Britons who can't afford to retire. This is about somebody who is in her 66 and she doesn't even know when she's going to retire. Poor pensioner refuse to put on anything over the cost of living, die of hypothermia. That's a very, very sad story. And I have one here at the bottom here, say, I'm 50 and terrified I would never be able to retire. I've worked since I was 15. But these are very, very, very sad stories. But they are also reality. And that's the reality of where we live in. And what has happened to these people? I do not know their stories. But it could be a number of a few things. It could be a couple of things that has happened. But I just want us to be better prepared so that we don't have this kind of headline when we are in our retirement. I want every one of us to get off the treadmill. I hope I can get up at 55 at most or before then. And I can choose whatever I want. And that's my target because I also started very late. Talking about starting very late. I started at 40 to put things aside. When I was 40, I had less than 6,000 in my retirement pot at 40. And so I had to start running to say, oh, before I'm 50, I have to be at so place. So I don't know where you are, or wherever you are, there's a need for us to start even now, because it becomes, the earlier you start, the easier it becomes for us. And this, you can go and look at this website, retirementlivingstandards.org.uk. Our government also use their data. They publish a few things you need. Let me go to the next page. I've broken that down in the next page. For moderate retirement, you need up to this as a single person. And for comfortable retirement, you need up to this as a couple and this as a single person. Do you know how much you have your retirement pot? There's a need for you to know. There's a need for you to project. Don't let us bury our head in the sand. Let's know where our retirement pot is. Let's know what you can do in the side to augment it. I tell people, if your company is matching up to 7%, do up to 7%. It means you have 14%. If they say they are matching up to 10%, match it up to 10%. Then it means you have 20% in your account. 10% is free, but 10% is from you. So let's know what is there. Let's know how far we have from some of these targets vis-a-vis the time you plan to retire. Okay, and then let's know the difference between liability and assets. So I'm saying a lot of things. Write it down. Listen to this again. Okay. So how else can you make passive income? You can make passive income when you have a business that is scalable. So another way of making, the first way of making passive income rather, is through business. We talked about side hustle. Side hustle is something that you are fully involved in. It takes your time each time for you to make money. You spend time making money on your side hustle. But when you turn your side hustle to a business, then it gives you passive income. Now, two things I tell you: if you want to start a side hustle, think into the future. Is my side hustle scalable? It means, can I handle more customer without having to spend so much money? Can I scale it to serve 1 million people? Can I scale it to serve, now maybe you can serve 100 people in a week. Can I scale this side hustle to serve 1,000 people in a week, 10,000 people in a month? If you are in a side hustle that is not scalable, rethink it again. Don't choose a side hustle that is not scalable. Okay. Number two is that your side hustle, to become a business, you must be able to earn passive income from it. It means your side hustle can run without you being there. If you're into a food delivery, for instance, you have to keep delivering food to make money. Now it's scalable. If you know how to transit from you being a delivery driver to now managing delivery drivers, okay? So you should have scalability in your mind when you are starting your side hustle. Can I scale this baking to supply Tesco? Can I do this baking to start supplying Asda, to employ people? Can I do this baking and go on holiday and I'll still make money when I'm on holiday? So you need to have that in your mindset when you starting a side hustle. So you can make passive income through business. Scalability and passive income, have it in your mind. We have to get started. We'll talk more about that, deeper into that when we are in the master class. Another way to make passive income is through real estate. And I will explain this. I'll go deep into this, even in this session. As we have 45 minutes left, I have two things I want to quickly explain to us. So I would spend the next 10 minutes there about talking about real estate. So real estate, these are the advantages of real estate. You can take a screenshot of that. It's leverage. I'll just go and show us an example to explain this particular one. It's leverage. It means you don't have to put 100% of the cost of the house down. With 10 to 25%, the bank will finance the remaining one for you. It's not cash and carry. So that's one good advantage for us to invest when investing in real estate. You have capital appreciation when you invest in real estate. There's rental income, which is your cash flow. The name of this game is cash flow. And then is equity release, which can help you to buy another property. And in fact, as I was watching a video today, someone said how you can use one property to buy 3 properties. Okay, and he was explaining what I have on this, already have on this slide, was what he was trying to explain. It's a physical asset which you can touch. There's housing shortage in the UK, as we know that people are always looking for a place either to buy or to rent. It's diversification of your portfolio as you can do business, do real estate and other things I'm going to explain after real estate. And then it's a store of value and then you can, and then how we turn 10,000 to $500,000. And I'm going to explain that in the slide after this. How can you do real estate? Buy to let. Okay, you can become an accidental landlord. What does that mean? Buy your first home, not your dream home. So don't wait until you can afford a mansion before you buy one. Okay, I got an offer for a leasehold. The owner even has decided to assist me in acquiring the house, want to give me the money so I can access the fund to make the purchase. I've been dragging my feet. We can discuss that. After this class. There is a way. There's owner's financing. So there are ways of financing which is called owner's finance. The owner can finance the house for you to buy. It's a strategy in raising finance for that's what the person is trying to do. A lot of people don't understand it, and so they don't do it. So he understands and is trying to do it for you. So let's talk about that after this class. Is deeper than what I can explain in a few minutes. Okay. So we have rent to rent is another way where you don't own any property at all, but you are a landlord of a lot of properties. And this is you renting a house and then renting it on, adding value to the house, and renting it on either as a service accommodation, an holiday let, or as an HMO. You do rent to rent, and then you turn it to a service accommodation or to an HMO. And we also have commercial real estate. These are individual topics on their own, but it's good that we have the awareness that these are ways through which you can make passive income. Now, example of how we turn 10,000 to $500,000. And this will help you to see the advantages of real estate. So in 2010, when we bought our first house, we made a deposit of 10,500. It was 15% because we are on visa, and the visa was like 6 months left on the visa. And so they said you need 50% or 10%. And it was also at the peak of the economic crisis, 2008, 2010, 2009, 2010, thereabout. And then the current value of that house is now 145,000. I think around 150,000 now. What has happened? We've seen capital appreciation. One of the advantage. Number one, leverage. You bought a house of 70,000 for 10,500 deposit. That's leverage. It has appreciated to become 145. That's capital appreciation. Then we've released equity. Equity is when you release money from the appreciation of your building to buy another building. Okay, so we release equity to buy another house. The value of the house when we bought it was 255,000 with a deposit of 25,000. 16,000 of that 25 came from this other house. It was over 16,000 came from this one for this one. And then the current value of that house is now 360,000, which makes a total value of over $500,000. And that starts from a seed of this. And then this house is right to release equity of another maybe 20 or 25,000. And this is right to release another equity, maybe another 60, 50 or 40 to 50,000. And that means if you want to buy the third one or the fourth one, can come from these two buildings. So that is what is called equity release. And that is what is called capital appreciation when it comes to real estate. So the earlier we get on it, the better. So like I said in the previous, it might not be your dream home. Some people want to save money and buy their dream home. I want a beautiful house in a beautiful development. And no, just get on the ladder. When we were buying that one, I knew it wasn't my dream home. It was an end of terrace, 3-bed in a bit what was regarded as a very rough area of town. But it's still there. It's still there since I lived there for 2 years. It's still there up to now, and it's still making money. Somebody has been paying off the mortgage for the last 12 years. Okay, and so it's a good thing that we go into that. This another one won't have enough time to go into it of what you could do when it comes to service accommodation. Instead of having outright ownership, you can do service accommodation. Okay, and that's still that one. Building how to build your real estate portfolio is part of masterclass. Financing your deal, like that question that was put in the. Please, can you break down the equity release simply again? Okay. So the simple way I can do equity release for lack of time, okay, boom. So let me quickly use this as an equity release. If you, let's assume you bought a house for 100,000. Can we all see? Let me increase the font size a little bit more. This is a masterclass kind of question, but let me see if I can quickly go through. We still have a lot to go through. Boom. So if you have a house that is 100,000, you bought a house for 100,000, okay, and with a deposit of, let's say, 25%, so 75% is the loan. You put down 25,000, that is your equity in the house, and then this house becomes 200,000, okay? If this house should become 200,000, you are owing the bank 75. You probably must have paid that down a little bit. Maybe you paid down 5,000 out of it. So your current loan is now 70,000, how much you are owing on the house, and then you have equity of 30,000 in it. Now, if you take this house to another bank, they will refinance it for you at 200,000. They will want a 25% deposit on this house, and that 25% will be 50,000. Remember, the value of the house. So this bank will loan you 200,000. After the 200,000, they will remove 50,000, which is their deposit, remaining 150,000. After 150,000, they will pay off your current lender 70,000, and then so they pay off current lender 70,000, and then you have left 80,000. This will be given to you as cash on this house. You won't pay any tax on it. It means you release equity of 80,000 on that property. That's what equity release is all about. Okay, in a very nutshell. If you come to masterclass, I can do more on it, but this is equity release. There's really nothing more to know about it. That is equity release. Okay, when your value of your property appreciates, you release money from it without paying tax, and they give you cash in your account. You can use to go and buy another property or use on holiday if you want to. I would say buy another property with it. Okay, so the next thing to do for passive. So the question you asked on financing real estate deal is part of this. I can explain that to you later. Okay, part of masterclass. So invest in stock and shares. It's another way for you to earn passive income. And it seems to be, what about the effect of stamp duty on further investment? Yes, there's effect of stamp duty when you buy more houses. The first one, and there's a threshold of the amount that the house will be, and that will determine how much you pay in stamp duty. Okay, and when you start having the second house, you pay almost any other additional house apart from the first house. There's increase in what you pay as your stamp duty. Okay, so we are not talking about day trading. Some of you have heard about day trading. You can day trade and make 1,000 in a day. You can day trade and make so much money. Please, I'm not teaching people how to day trade. I was once a trader, a day trader. Day trading will lose you a lot of money. 80% of people who trade in the UK, they lose money. It's official. If I can show you figures, if we have time, I will probably show you when I go on the browser now that people lose money when they day trade. This is not about cryptocurrency. Please, cryptocurrency is speculative. It's not based on anything. I own about 600 pounds of real estate, but it's nothing close to my net worth. It's not close to 1% of my net worth. So don't put your money that you can't lose, don't put into it. And I don't train people on crypto or day trading. I train you to become a shareholder, to become an investor in companies, reputable companies, for you to become an investor. So a person you become a shareholder of well-established companies, you get paid dividend if the company pays dividend, and if they don't, you are a shareholder, you can vote and have a say in what is going on in the business. That is what, when I talk about shares, that is what I am talking about. So I'm going to run through this in the few minutes that we have left. So what does this mean? A lot of us have heard about it before. We probably own shares of companies before, but this has become global and simpler. So we have stock exchange where you can go and buy and sell securities or shares of companies or mutual funds or ETFs, as the case may be. But these days, they've made it global and simpler through investment apps. I will be telling us about them as we go on. And then they are online enabled easily. You can invest into them. And these are indices that you can invest in through the stock market. You have the S&P 500, which is top 500 companies in America. You have the Nasdaq 100, which is top 100 company in the Nasdaq Stock Exchange, which is more of technology exchange. Is the top 100 minus the financials, a financial company like the banks. They are the middle of the Nasdaq 100. And then also we also have FTSE 100 in the UK. The top 100 company in the UK are part of the FTSE 100. Every country has got their own. We have the DAX. CAC is France. DAX is Germany. Nickel is I think Japan. And you have the Dow 30 are the industrial companies in America. Hang Seng is in India. And so everyone got their own indices. And there are the things you can buy through the stock market: individual stocks, mutual funds, trust funds, ETFs or exchange traded funds, index or tracker funds, bonds. And I say you can also do derivatives and currencies, but these are futures, these are trading. I've crossed that out. You can do that in a stock market, but it's not what I would advise anybody to put their money into. No matter how lucrative, people will tempt you with it. You get phone calls, I can invest for you, I can give you free money to invest. For me, it's a no. I'm not interested. Okay, why stock market? That is where the billions and trillions of money in this world, that is where they are. All the billionaires in this world, their money is measured by how much they are worth in the stock market. Warren Buffett, one of the richest, the top 10 people in the world, all 100% of his money is in the stock market. And so all your pension fund you contribute at work, a large percentage of your pension fund, about 60 trillion of it is in the stock market. And so why wouldn't you be there? Okay, government will always come to the rescue of the stock market. And that is why you said there is inflation and devaluation of currencies, because some rich people have their money in the stock market. And the government will print money to mop up equities in the market for it to go back up again. And so you too can take advantage of that. Okay, what will make you a successful investor? I can't go deep into that. In the master class, I will explain what diversification, how to research, and all of that is all about. But you can see consistency is what I will mention. You need to be consistent when you want to be an investor. Don't do it today and say, oh, something, okay, because the market was down today, okay, I won't do it again next month. No, you need consistency. Now, the power of compound interest. We look at that. Someone said compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. And so I will just show us what the power of compound interest. And compound interest happens over time. You don't see the effect of it unless you give it some time. I said 100K is 30% of 1 million. If you're a mathematician there, you say, Tayo, you are a big fat liar. Okay, yes. But when it comes to investing, 100K is 30% of 1 million. Whatever you are doing that got you up to 100K, let's assume you spend 20 years getting to 100K. If you continue consistently doing the same thing, you only need 6 years more to get to 1 million. That's what that place is. That's what it says. Example, investing 500 per month at a return rate of 10% per year will take you 10 years for you to get to 100K. Okay, but it will take you at the additional 19 years for you to get to 1 million. So it means you get to 100K in 10 years, but in 19 years, you can reach 1 million. You can do the math. If you want to take me up on that, you do the math after the class. Drop me a text and you can take me up on that. Okay, so compound interest accelerates when it gets to a particular time. It becomes exponential in its return. Okay, let's do some practical here, and I will just put in the chat. I've unshared my screen. I'll put in the chat that particular website. Okay, I want us to keep it and go and play with it when we get home. After this class, please play with it to change your perspective. And I'll put that also in the browser to do a little example. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, let me share my screen again. What I'm going to do here, is that I'm going to simulate investment for us. And I also show you the actual figure that of what has happened in the market in the last few years. These are examples. Let's assume you have a child who is 0. You give back to a child this month or today. If you start with £1,000 for them, and then you put in 200 on a monthly basis at 10% rate, which is the standard rate, okay, over a long period of time. By the time they are 18, they will have over 126,000 in that account. Okay, and if you are 30 today and you have start with an initial investment of 1,000, you put in 300 on the monthly basis at 10% annual rate. For the next 30 years, you have almost 700,000 in investment, all things being equal. Okay, and that done consistently over a period of time. That's how quickly it could build up. And I put an example here to show that history is on your side. You look at this here, the entire history of the market. If you're looking at the market, S&P 500, which is standard through which the market is being measured when it comes to stock investment, it has returned 11.2%. The last 25 years, it has returned 9.3% per annum. In the last 10 years, 13% that it has returned. And only 5 times in the last 95 years of history has S&P lost value in 2 consecutive years. It means if it is negative this year, next year is going to be positive. Look at example we have here. Negative here, positive, negative here, then positive the following year. So it doesn't go down consecutively 2 consecutive years. It's only twice in the 95-year history of S&P that it was down this year and down next year. It always find a way of bouncing back. Okay, the same thing with, if you look at NASDAQ, which is in America, NASDAQ index, in the entire history of NASDAQ, it has done 17.5% return per annum. In 25 years, it's done that 16% on the average in the last 25 years. The same thing with Dow Jones, we can see, which is usually the slowest of them, is the average here. We can see in 10 years has been 13%. The last 5 years, it has been 9.3%. And so let's go to the next one. So if you look at this, when it comes to stock investment, you hear a lot of news that there's war here, like we're having war in the Middle East right now. We're having war in Ukraine and Russia. We're having a lot of things are happening. As we are having that news, people will say it's not time to buy. Wait when it is good time to buy. That good time might never come. But something is certain is that the market is even going up despite all the news that we have. From 2090 date, the market is going up, and this is up to maybe last week or so. You can see everything happening in the world. You can see 2000.com bubble came down, it went up again. 2008 financial crisis came down, it's up again. Coronavirus is down, it's up again. 2022 inflation is down, it's gone up above that again. So there will always be noise in the market. There will be noise of what's happening in the world. If you look at the chart, you think there are more red days than positive days. But I can tell you that the noise, just ignore the noise and focus on your investing. So I will go through a few things that I'll go through that particular what do you call it now? A compound interest calculator, just to show us a simulation of what is possible. So I said, if you have a child today and you put 1,000 in the account for that child, when they turn 18 at an annual rate of 10%, and you are putting £250 into that account on a monthly basis, that child will have 156,000 when they are going to college. And like I tell people, when they go to college, they can buy a house, a 2-bed flat, or a one-bed flat. They don't have to. From there, they can pay for their school fees. They don't have to leave school with a student loan. They can live rent-free when they're in school. They can put some of their colleagues or their mates into the house to pay the mortgage of that house for them. So by the time they are finishing university, they have a house. They are debt-free. They are earning rent from their colleagues, and they can move to another city and leave that house there to be a student accommodation if they so wish, and they can sell it to go and buy another one. And so that's how we can give our children a very good pedestal when it comes to how for their future. And if you now look at this as an adult, let's assume that they leave their account when they are say they are 45 and they don't touch it, by the time they are 45, their account will have become 2 million if they don't touch that money, and they are just putting in 250 on a monthly basis into that account. Or let's say when they are 35, what would that give us? That when they are 35, they're already getting close to 1 million. And if they decide to increase this to 300 that they are putting, that is giving us something close to over 1 million. And then let me now do the withdrawal of this. Let's assume they decide, your child decides to retire at 35. Okay, and they say, okay, at 35, if they want to retire, at that point, you have 1171630 they have in their investment. And then for the rest of their life, until they are, if you add 70 to that, that would be making 105 until for another 70 years. And they stop putting money into it, and they are paying themselves a salary of, let's say, 7,500 on a monthly basis, which is now the withdrawal part of it. You can see that money will never finish. Why? Because all they do is that they are spending the interest on their money. That 1 million at 35 is giving them an interest of 180,000 on a yearly basis, or all they spend is 90,000 out of it. It means that money will never finish. That's the point where I want us all to get to. And you get to a point that even as your retirement, you can't finish spending your retirement money, no matter how much you spend out of it. How good it is for us to retire either at 50 or 60 or 55 or 60, and then you still have an income of 70,000 per annum, even in your retirement, and you don't have a fear that your pension will finish. That even when you turn 100, the money is just there because you are just spending the interest on your money, and in fact less than the interest on your money. That's how powerful it can be when you look at investing, and that is why we need to start early. So I will show us the next slide is showing what I've used 10% as an example. If I show you what these ones have done in the last 10-20 years, you will be amazed. The actual amount, actual return that they received in the market. And if I tell you how much I've also received from some of them, you will be amazed that is it possible to have that kind of return in a year? Something I won't do is to lie to you, because I have no gain in doing that. I'm not desperate, okay, to cajole you to do anything, okay? So this is saying, so I'm going to pick a few companies. So you can give me a few companies if you know them. Give me a few companies. If you were to buy stock today, which company will you buy? Give me a name of any company that is quoted, that is a PLC, and I can tell you what that company has done in the last 10 years. So you can put in where you are trying to put in there, put Facebook. So a lot of us who are about my age will probably have a Facebook account. And the last 10 years, I will do, that's 2014. If I put, let me make it 3,000 into Facebook in the last 10 years, that will have given me 25,000 without having to do anything. That is passive income. You put 3K into Facebook 10 years ago, and you throw away your phone and you open the app today, that will be 25,000 in your account. That you don't have to work, you don't have to think about it. You bought it and you forgotten about it. It's going to be 25,000 in that account today. Anybody there that can give me another company? We all use Google, don't we? We all use Google as a search engine. If you put money into Google, 3,000 10 years ago, if you open your account today, that will be 18,000 in your Google account. You can see the average return, 19% on the average on a yearly basis. You know what I did? I used 10% for it. Let's assume a lot of us have Netflix subscription. So I'm just using the very common company. If you bought Netflix 10 years ago, you have 36,000 in your investment will have turned 36,000. That's an average of 20% per annum. Now let me use the ones that you might not really be so familiar. That is common. That you think. Let's put in Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola would not give you that much return. In the last, if you put 3,000, you will have doubled your money. That's 7.5% that it will have given you on a yearly basis. If I give you some other ones, let's say Microsoft. A lot of us use use Microsoft products. Your laptop you are watching me on today might probably be a Microsoft laptop. It will give you 36,000 in the last 10 years. And you don't have to do any work. Somebody's put something in the chat. Only say Tesla. So if you bought Tesla in the last 10 years with 3,000, what you will have in that account also is 36,000 is what it will have given you. And then other ones that will have given you in, let me put it in NVIDIA. Then I'll put in some other common names. NVIDIA will have given you 500,000 if you bought it 3. So how much can one put into shares and how? So so thank you for that question. You can buy today, you can now buy shares as little as £1 anywhere in the world. You can now buy as little as £1. And so you don't need 10,000. For instance, to buy a house today, unless you do rent to rent, to buy a house, you probably need 10 to 20% if it's your residential building, or buy to let is 25% or 30% you have to put down as deposit to buy a house. That could be in tens of thousands of pounds. But these days you can invest in the stock market with as little as £1. Okay, so I'm going to go into the accounts. I think I'm behind on time, so I'm just going to go into the account that we can open, so we can go and take action as soon as you leave this place. You can open a junior ISA for your children, okay? And junior ISA for our children, you can put up to 9,000 in that account, and any money you make, the child makes on the account is tax-free. When they turn 18, they have automatic access to that account. That account becomes theirs when they turn 18. From age 0 to age 17, you can open a junior ISA for your child, okay? And then you go on from there. That's one account. Another account you can open is a LISA, which I advise anybody who is under 40, go and open a LISA today, put £1 into it, and you come and thank me later, okay? I give that one for you for free. Go open a LISA today if you're under 40, put £1 into it, and then understand it later, okay? Just go and put £1 into it. It doesn't hurt you. Put £1. If you're not yet, you are 39 and below, go and open a LISA. Yeah, you can put up to 4,000 in a year. Government will add 25% of whatever you put into it, and then it is tax-free. You can't, however, you can't touch it unless you are buying you can only touch it after 12 months of opening the account. So if you put £1 into it, your 12 months will start counting, okay? And then you can only buy your first house with it. If you don't buy your first house with it, then you have to leave it as your retirement account. But the good thing is that government will keep adding 25% to anything you put into that account on a yearly basis. And it is tax-free. You can't touch it until you are 60 if it becomes your retirement account. So you buy a house with it, or you leave it until you are 60. Your first house with it, or you leave it until you are 60. That's LISA. Another one you can open is junior SIP. This is retirement account for children. So if you want your child to retire at 30 or at 35, you can open a junior SIP for them, but they can't touch it until they are 55 anyway. If you want them to retire at 55, you can open a retirement account for them, even when they are 0. When they are 18, they take it over, and then they can continue from. You can put 3,600 into a junior SIP account, and then 2,880. Government will add 20% to that account, but it is not tax-free. When they retire, it is not tax-free. What is tax-free? I think that's a mistake. What is tax-free is at 55, you can withdraw 25% of that money tax-free when you turn 55, and then anything after that will be taxed. Okay, when it comes to another ISA, this is ISA for adults. The ISA for adults, you can put up to 20,000 across all your ISAs. ISA is tax-free. You must be 18 years old and above to open an ISA account. But the good thing is that it is tax-free. Any money you make on it is tax-free. Your ISA, you can withdraw from your ISA at any time. So nobody will stop you from withdrawing from your ISA. At any time, you can withdraw from your ISA. So you have, if you are, maybe you are below 39 and below, you have a LISA, a lifetime ISA. You can also have a ISA. But across all your ISAs, 20,000 is the maximum you can put in a year for it to be tax-free. And so, and then it's easy access. You can access it anytime, but any amount you make from that is tax-free. So also we also have here, I'm just showing to us here people who are millionaires in ISA and they don't have to pay tax. They put millions into their ISA. They made millions in their ISA and they don't have to pay tax anymore for the rest of their year. That could be their retirement account. They do not have to pay. And that has been for the last 25 years. ISA is now 25 years old and it has been tax-free. Then number 5 account you can open is your SIP. Your SIP is a retirement account. All these ones I'm talking about, they are all, you can buy shares of company into them. So can you establish a trust and then register a company under the trust? Yes, you can. That's a way to transfer money to the next generation. That's advanced. I won't be able to give you a full explanation of what a trust is. And there are blind trusts, there are different types of trust. And then there are also ways a trust will work. But what about those that are above 40? Which type do they open? If you're above 40, you can open a SIP or ISA. Now, if you are not in the UK, like I saw someone who's not in the UK, that will be tax efficient, where government recommended us, government backed tax efficient way, like we have in America. They have their 401k and the rest of them, the Roth IRA in America. There are things, every country have got their own. In most cases, where you can either invest for retirement or you can invest tax-free. So into your any money you put into your SIP, government will put additional 20% on top of it. Okay, that's them giving you your tax back. If you're a higher rate taxpayer, government will put an additional 20% to make it 40%. If you're if you're an higher tax rate payer, government will put an additional 20% to make it 40%. If you're an additional rate taxpayer, government will put additional 25% to make it 45%, that they will be returned back to you through your self-assessment. Automatically, as you put the money into your platform, the government will give you 20% on top of it from HMRC. Okay, you can open all this account with as little as £100. Okay, so let's look at it. I said the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, and the next best time is now. If you've not started 20 years ago, you can start today. You can start today. So investment platforms. So if you live in Nigeria, these are some of the things you can use. I didn't see anybody put any city in Nigeria in the chat when we started, but you can take a screenshot for this for people in Nigeria. These are traditional ones. They've been around for a very long time. These are the new startups that allows you to buy from America. You can invest in American shares through some of these new startups. If you're living in America, I didn't see anyone there, but people normally come from America and Canada to attend this training. So I put some of those things up there. But for us that who live in the UK, these are the ones that we have. The ones that have started are the one that offers LISA. So for those of us who are below 40, Moneybox, Nutmeg, AJ Bell is version Dold, or AJ Bell itself, HL. These are the ones that offer LISA. Okay. Currently, the cheapest to be with, if you want to open an ISA, is Trading 212. A lot of my students that we trained, that we came to class last month, a lot of us have opened Trading 212. I've also opened a Trading 212. I have a free trade account, an HL account. I now have a Trading 212 account also. You can go and open one today, and these are the things they offer. They offer just ISA only. They offer ISA and SIP. They offer ISA, SIP, and LISA, ISA and SIP, ISA, SIP, and LISA, and those are their charges. Okay. So what am I trying to say that? So in all of those accounts, you can buy shares of the reputable companies and put into them. And there are differences in the pros and cons of each of those. I'm just being mindful of time. So how do you know what to put into your account? I think that is the biggest question. Okay, I've opened an account. It's easy. You need my NI number and my email address, and I now open an account. What do I put into it? Okay, the first thing is that you need to do a research. Okay, you can start with ETF funds. Then when you move away from ETFs, you now need to study and do a research by looking around you. look at what the experts are saying, and then you can now start developing a conviction about the investment you want or that you like, and then you can start adding investment into your account. But most importantly, if you come for masterclass, we form a kind of a mentoring session for you. Like I said, masterclass is 6 hours. 6 hours is not even enough to make you an investor yet, but the continuous mentoring, just like daily, it's like you going to school and then you interacting on a daily basis, that will end up making you an investor. You come around, we have a session after the master class where we come into a team. It's going to be a group session for the next set of people, and then we do one-to-one. So we look at how to build your portfolio, and in fact, you build a portfolio during that session after post master class sessions. You build your portfolio and you start automating your investment. Okay. So another way of making money is through bonds. You buy bonds, government bonds, that you giving loan to government. How do you teach how to trade CFDs? No, I don't teach. CFDs is trading, like I said. So don't do CFDs, please, 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 please don't do CFDs. CFD is trading. Please don't. I don't teach CFDs, and don't avoid it. Avoid it. There's a kind of temperament you need to be able to be a successful trader. There's a temperament you need, and I think maybe a few people. I don't know. You might be one of them, but I would say avoid it. From experience, I traded for a very long time. Avoid it. I've been trading since 2006. Okay. And I stopped 2012 after 6 years of trading. I lost a lot of money. I made money, but I lost more than I made. Okay, and it's not for me. If I put that money in Nvidia, I probably would have retired by now. Okay, as an investor. So you can also make passive income through NS&I. This is a savings scheme that does not. They don't give you interest, but they randomly distribute money to people. Or you can just do savings account, which will give you like 5% on a monthly basis. That is not correct. Let me give you what is correct. What is correct is this. So our master class is coming up, and what is correct is this: 18th of May to this or the 6th of July, we'll be having a more advanced class. So I've been able to run through a lot of things for us today. A lot of it will have gone over your head. You can go and listen to this video again to get more on it. But 2 hours is not enough for me to make you an investor. Far from it. And in fact, even the master class is 6 hours. That 6 hours, you will learn a lot, but again, it's not enough to make you an investor. What will make you an investor is this mentoring. And that mentoring is free because of the passion we have for this. So during the master class, which I will say all of us should register for, you can register for it right now. Can you still make interest on cash saved in ISA? Yes, you can make interest in cash saved in ISA, maybe up to 5%, 4%. But if you fix it for 1 year, you can make up to that in ISA these days because of the high interest rate. So during the master class, you learn how to build your portfolio, how to diversify your portfolio, how to manage risk, how to multiply and protect your income, and then how to perpetuate wealth. The main thing, which is the bonus, which is free, is the mentoring part of it. The mentoring is when somebody is holding you by the hand and saying, this is how you should do it. And that is coming free. I think it's worth more than £500, but we're having it free. We have a Discord where you can join, you can be there. It's worth this subscription on a monthly basis. You're going to have that free. And then you're going to have this training on a Saturday. And the next one is coming up on the 18th of May. And we have another one on the 6th of July. And I just want us to put in is just £100, which I think is a giveaway price. Our training is worth £1,000. I know people charge $9,000 for it, just for this kind of training. But this is just £100, and that is your commitment. I would love to offer it for free, but I have a lot of costs that goes into what I do. It just is just to cover my costs. So I want us to go to that website and then register for that master class. You can, and then come around. If you come around to our website, you see free training, you see advanced class. If you click on advanced class, it brings to master class. You click on this, This will take you to Zoom, where you can register and you can pay using PayPal to come to that class. And if you don't want to use PayPal, you can transfer money to me and let me know, and then I will register you manually. This registers you automatically. You can pay that payment, and then I can register you manually. Are you sending a recording? Yes, I will upload the recording to YouTube. So search for IBWFG on YouTube, follow us, and you'll be able to view the video on YouTube. And then again, 6th of July, another masterclass is coming up. So questions, any question as we are rounding up, any questions? Any questions? And if you want us to come and you want us to do this over Zoom to a group of people, let me know, and then we'll be happy to do that over Zoom, preferably on a Saturday. I've been to churches on Sunday, and churches will give you 45 minutes on a Sunday. It's not enough to explain all of these things. Consider 2 hours wasn't even enough for me to explain what I wanted to explain. There are a lot of things that I should have said and I've not said. Our video I should have played, I've not played, because the time is just too small for us to go through everything. And so I'm inviting you to the master class. Let's start making some money. Let me show you how to establish these things, what to put into it. We agree on that together, and then you start building your portfolio from there. But but to start, like I've said, open those accounts, start putting something into it, like ETFs, and then like some people said, they already have money box, put ETFs into it, but you can now supercharge your accounts by, if you come to that class, then I can show you how to do individual stocks, and ETFs are not born equal. You can't just put ETFs and think ETFs will make you money, even though it is the easiest way to start. But there are ETFs that won't make you money, or there are ETFs that will make you a lot of money. And so that's some of those research that we need to sit down and do together. And then we go deeper into real estate. So when you come around for the training, we talk about real estate, we talk about stock investing, we talk about starting a business. And after the class, we now go into mentoring, which the following week and days after, maybe the next, whenever we form a group meeting after that, then we go into mentoring, where you can build your portfolio, and then you can automate your investment from there. And that's passive. You don't have to do anything. Just it auto invest itself. Money will go in, it will invest itself all by itself, and you don't have to do anything thereafter. Okay. So that is it for tonight. If you have a question, put in the chat by all means. Let me see. Is there a question there? Where can we invest to give us money on a monthly basis? So someone has asked this question anonymously. So where can we invest to give us income on a monthly basis? So there are different ways. So first of all, the first thing is that you want to build your portfolio. You don't want to put in £100 today and withdraw £10 from you tomorrow. You don't want to put in 1,000 today and withdraw £50 from you tomorrow. If when you buy, there are things you buy that give you dividend on a monthly basis. There are dividend that could be as high as 10% per annum. Okay, I receive dividend on a monthly basis. Okay, but I don't withdraw my dividend yet. You want to allow it to accumulate for a while, so that the power of compound interest and time can work on your behalf. And when it has accumulated, you get to a point where you can now start withdrawing from it. So you don't want to start withdrawing immediately. Okay, so you can do that through the stock market. You can do that through real estate. You can get income through real estate. Okay, so so I have 2 more. Okay, okay, you are welcome. Thank you very much. You are all welcome for coming around. So if you still have questions, you can ask. And so the person who have asked that question, if you want to go deeper into that, you can register for that master class, and I'll be happy to go deeper into that. You can do that through real estate, through the stock market. You can make money on a monthly basis. Okay, so if you enjoy the class, give a thumbs up. Encourage the coach tonight. Give a thumbs up as we are rounding up, as we'll be closing the class. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm so glad that you found this very useful. Please tell other people about it. We have another free class coming up. I think next month also. Let me go to the website. Again, if you want to have a repeat of this, again, all well and good. If you come around here on the 9th of May, there will be another pre-class. Tell your friends and family to come around, but the master class will be the 18th of May and the 6th of July. You can pick any one that you want out of the two of those classes. So it's good hanging out with you tonight. So please, yes, it's 9:01 now. Have a wonderful evening. If you do have any question, if you go on the website, you will see you see my phone number there. Drop me a text, and then see my phone number here. Drop me a text, and then we can clarify how you can proceed with this. Will it be possible to have a peep into your portfolio? That's a good question. Yes, you can have a peep into my portfolio if you come to the master class. You can have a peep to my portfolio and see how well it is doing, or whether it is just audio. I'm just telling you what I'm not doing. So I am a doer of what I am saying. So you can have a peek into my portfolio, definitely. If you come for the master class, I can show you some of my portfolio. I've got 7 of them with different companies. So I can show you some of them if you come around to our master class. Okay, so it's good having you around. So that is the end of the class. Let me end the class with this slide. Where is that slide now? Let me put up this slide. Okay, what are your goals for 2024? You can screenshot this and make some of this your goal if you are still on, as we are moving on, as we are dropping off. Thank you for coming. I will now mute my mic. Thank you. You are welcome. You're welcome, sir. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, and end the class.